Hello, students. I'm Professor McDermott, and your instructor for History 1112, summer semester 2017. This is the second part of the survey of world history, and it starts in the 15th century, talking about European exploration, and we'll go up to 1991, the end of the Cold War. So we're going to be covering more than 500 years of history in this course, and I'm very glad to have you all on board. The first and most important piece of advice I can give you, if you haven't already done so, please read the syllabus and the other document called the Order of Assignments. You'll find these in the Start Here folder. And just take 30 minutes, read through these carefully from beginning to end. And really, that should take care of a lot of the questions that you would have. But of course, if you have any questions after reading those documents, if anything seems unclear, please don't hesitate to contact me. My contact information is at the top of the syllabus. Or if you're in Albany, stop by my office hours, 10:30 to noon, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'd be very happy to help. In this video, I'm just going to focus on one aspect of the course, that is discussions. And by the way, I will be giving these little video presentations at the beginning of most of the modules. But this first one, I really want to emphasize the discussion aspect of this course, because that is really the backbone of the course, and that is the heart of the learning experience in this course, our discussion board. And also I want to focus on this because my way of structuring the course, I know, is quite unusual. So you can throw out the book on any other courses that you've taken. This course is definitely going to be different in terms of how it's structured. And you might find it a little complicated at first, but believe me, you will get the hang of it. And I think that after a couple of weeks, you'll even start thinking it's fun, and hopefully getting very deep into these discussions. So the first assignment you're going to have in Module 1 is a self-introduction. Yes, I know you probably have been through this before in other online courses, and you may find it a little dull, but it is important that we do get to know our group members as people and know where they're coming from. And so for this self-introduction assignment, everybody has been divided into 3 groups, and the group you're in now will be your group for the remainder of the course. I've posted who belongs to which group on the announcements on our main D2L homepage. So this self-introduction will enable you to get to know your group members. You're going to post some information about yourself, and then once you've made your first post, you will be able to see everyone else's posts. And I'd like for you to respond to at least 5 of your group mates. Just comment on their posts, talk about things that you have in common. If you don't have anything in common with that person, you can just talk about something that interested you in his or her post. But I do want you to respond to 5 of your group mates' posts, and hopefully this will be a good way for us to get to know each other. The other discussion board assignment that you're going to have in Module 1 has to do with a document that each group is going to have about the age of exploration. Each group will have a different document. You'll find these in the Readings and Discussions folder for your group. And for this first module, there are going to be 3 questions for each group on that group's document. And you'll find those also in those folders, or you can see the discussion questions by clicking on Discussions at the top of our homepage. And so the first step for you after you've read your document is to answer the 3 discussion questions. And please, you must make your initial post, that is your first post, for each of those 3 questions by the 3rd day of this module. That is by 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday. And generally, you'll be required to make those first posts by the 3rd or sometimes the 4th day of the module. The reason for this is kind of obvious. If everybody just made their first posts on the last day of the module, there wouldn't be any time for us to get a really good discussion going. And that's why we're here. So in order to facilitate a good discussion that will be worth your time, everybody needs to make their first post for each question by the 3rd day of the module. This time that means Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. And you'll do that by starting a new thread. Everybody will start a new thread. And then once you've made that post, you will be able to see everyone else's posts. So the second step is to read through those carefully. And then everybody should move onto a separate thread I've provided called the focus thread. The focus thread is where we focus our discussions. We want everybody on the same thread so that we're all talking to each other and we're not missing any posts. And on the focus thread, what you can do is comment on other people's initial posts. You can express agreement or disagreement with another person's posts. And the goal of all this ultimately is for each group to come up with an answer that everybody can agree on for each question. So at first you're posting your individual answers, but we want to work towards a common group answer that everybody can agree on. So we need to iron out those disagreements. To help you do that, I'm going to appoint a chair for each group for each module. And for this first module, the chairs are Brandy Bowman for Group 1, Whitney Lott for Group 2, and Michael Redding for Group 3. I just did that in alphabetical order. It was just the luck of the draw. Sorry, guys, that you had to go first, but I think I trust that you will set an excellent tone for this. The job of the chair is to facilitate discussion, point out areas of agreement and disagreement between different people's posts, invite further discussion on the areas of disagreement especially, and then once the group has started reaching a consensus as to what that common answer might be, the chair should suggest some language for an answer that hopefully everybody can agree on, post that on the focus thread, and then give people a chance to comment on your suggested answer. And then once everyone is in agreement, post the final answer on another separate thread called the answer thread that I've provided for each question. That's the job of the chair. Now, you may be asking yourself, why is he doing this to us? Well, I'll tell you why. Okay, first of all, I wanted to replicate the experience of my face-to-face classes where, again, the heart and soul of those classes is reading these source documents from the times that we're studying, and then working together as groups to really grapple with those documents and to tease out some of their implications. Many of these documents are still very relevant to modern day controversies that you will face as citizens of this country and of the world today. And so this was the way I devised to try to get as much discussion going as possible to really bring out the deeper meaning of these documents. But more importantly, following up on that, I'm not a textbook guy. We have a textbook for this course, but if you read the syllabus, you'll see it's completely optional. You will not be quizzed on it. You will not be examined on it. Everything you need to know you'll find in the video lectures for the course that I've posted and also these documents. And really, I am much more interested in your thoughts, your ideas, and your opinions than I am in what the author of some textbook said. And in any case, I really think that this is how we learn, through dialogue, not through passively receiving someone else's wisdom, but through really engaging with this material and having dialogue with each other, that is the way to truth. And that's been a great educational method ever since the time of Socrates, the Greek philosopher. Conversation. And I always learn from you, the students. I've learned many, many new things based on insights that students have had on these documents. And so I really, really, truly believe this is the way to a great learning experience for everybody. If it seems a little awkward at first, bear with me. Just bear with me on this. And like I said, once you get the hang of it, I think you will find this immensely enjoyable. And especially, I want to encourage you to be very open in your comments. Now, of course, I know you're all very polite people, and you won't say anything to anyone that you wouldn't say to their faces. But don't be shy or afraid to express an opinion in this course. Again, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. We're here to learn, and we can't do that unless people are willing to put themselves on the line and to really express the truth as they see it. And that's how we're going to learn and grow, through that debate and dialogue. So don't be shy about that. Try to have a little fun with it. And let's have some very lively discussions this semester, all right? So I'm really looking forward to teaching you guys, and I'm very accessible. If there's anything I can do to help you, please do not hesitate to contact me. Good luck, and can't wait to work with you in this course.